Hello and welcome to the next stream in our hashtag Discover LC virtual open event. Our next sort of half an hour is going to be taken up by our ESOL team, which is English speaking for speakers of other language even. And I've got the whole team here to talk all things ESOL with you. So I'm going to bring them all in one by one, give them a chance to introduce themselves and give them a chance to introduce the course that they teach and that they area manage, so they can talk to you all about it, because I am not going to be able to answer your questions, but these guys are practically experts. So first up in our team is Raminda. Hiya.
Hello, hi. Hi, my name is Raminda. I'm Director for Curriculum Area ESOL, and as Ashton said, ESOL stands for English for Speakers of Other Languages. And in our curriculum area, we offer courses to adult students as well as to 16 to 18-year-old students, full-time as well as part-time courses, and ESOL courses on their own, as well as ESOL courses with some vocational courses incorporated in them. So we will be able to give you details about these courses as we go along this afternoon. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Nick. Hiya, Nick.
Hey, thank you, Ashton. So my name's Nick, and I'm the Program Area Manager for ESOL, for the ESOL provision at Abbey Park campus. So I look after all the adult students on part-time courses. I also manage the IELTS and OET test centres. So I can answer lots of questions about IELTS and OET too. Thank you.
Fab, thanks, Nick. And next up, we have Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi, thank you, Ashton. Hello, everybody. My name is Kim Green. I'm the Programme Area Manager for adult and also for the 16 to 18 student programme at Abbey Park campus.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Kim. And next up, we have David. Hi, David.
Hi. My name is David Lovell. I'm the Programme Area Manager for ESOL in the West End, based at Freeman's Park campus, managing the adult classes there from beginners to level 2 and GCSE classes.
Amazing. And last but certainly not least, we have Pam. Hi, Pam.
Hi, my name is Pam Sargent. I'm the Programme Area Manager for Highfield ESOL on St Stephen's Road, and we also do the classes on Connaught Street. We do ESOL classes, and we also do vocational classes. They're the classes that I manage in Highfield.
Amazing. Well, thanks very much, guys. And if you are watching and you have any sort of burning questions that you'd like to get answered, do put them in the comments, and we'll try our best to answer over the next course of half an hour. But we have prepared some questions, so if you aren't quite confident enough to ask them, we have got some here for you. So the first question I have for you guys is, what are the entry requirements for your courses?
I can do that one, Ashton. For our courses, standard ESOL courses, pre-entry level 2 courses, what we do is we do an initial assessment, and no entry requirement as such. We do the initial assessment, and based on that, in conjunction with the student, a decision is made as to which class the student should go to. There are some courses, for example, health and social care and business administration, etc., for which there are entry requirements, but they are decided by awarding organizations, and later on one of my colleagues will be able to give you more information. But generally, on the whole, for ESOL, we can say that there are no entry requirements as such.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you. So the next question I have probably aims more at Nick with this one, but what is IELTS? What does that mean?
Okay, so IELTS is the International English Language Testing System, and it's a test that is it demonstrates your ability to communicate in English. And there are 4 parts to the test. There is speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So you'll sit each part of the test separately. You'll get a score for the test out of 9. So 1 being the lowest, 9 being the highest. And then you'll get an overall score for all 4 elements. Once you receive your score, you can use that to access higher education. A lot of universities ask for an IELTS score to evidence your level of English. You can also use it for registration with the NMC or the GMC if you're a medical professional. Your IELTS score will last for 2 years. And it's recognised internationally. So you could do the IELTS test with us at Leicester College, but you could use that anywhere in the world. And I believe the college also, if it's HE courses, will accept an IELTS score as well.
Cool, perfect. Thank you, Nick. So the next question I have for you guys is, I know that Raminda mentioned doing a test before you get into ESOL, but would a student need to have done their IELTS in order to do an ESOL course, or are they sort of two separate entities altogether?
No, you don't need to done in order to gain admission to any course. ESOL courses, like I said earlier, students will make an appointment to come and see us, and assessor will see them. Assessor will review their prior learning, their current level of language, their aspirations, what they want to do in future.
Oh. I think we've lost Raminda there. We'll see if she can come back in a second. But hopefully, I think she's back. Oh no. Did you have something to add, Nick, on top of that?
Yeah, I think as Raminda was saying, really for our ESOL classes, we don't require an IELTS test beforehand, but we do run IELTS preparation courses. And very often people will have done an IELTS test and perhaps not got the score that they needed for university or for medical registration. And therefore they'll come to us with an IELTS test to do an IELTS preparation course with a view to increasing their test score and getting the score that they need. But for our regular ESOL courses, it's not necessary to have an IELTS test.
Cool, perfect. So how is this course assessed? Because I know people might not be necessarily confident in exams. So how exactly is the ESOL course assessed? Does anyone like to take this one?
Sorry, just assessment of ESOL courses.
How are they assessed?
I can start, and if my colleague asks the permission. So basically.
No, using Raminda.
Okay,
assessment task.
So there are two different types of exams that we take, that our learners take. The adults usually take City Guilds exams, and the 16 to 18-year-olds often take functional skills exams. And the functional skills are in ICT, maths, and in English. Adults have an opportunity to take those exams as well. The exams happen at various times throughout the year. If you're on an adult program, you usually take your exam at the end of your course, and the course normally lasts around 11 to 12 weeks. If you're on a study program, then you have various opportunities throughout the year to do your exams and to retake if needed. So you may take exams in December, January, March, April, and June and July.
Amazing. Thanks very much, Kim. So my next question for you all, really, what are the sort of progression opportunities for students having done the ESOL courses?
Okay, do you want me to take that one?
Yeah, of course.
The progression opportunities are they can progress within any of the classes that we do within ESOL. We start at pre-entry and we go up to level 2. And then afterwards, we also do a GCSE English course and maths. And then they could also go into the college or to employment somewhere else in the city. So they can progress within the ESOL courses to the different levels, but also then onto employment or to further courses within the college.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next question I have for you are, I'm not sure what ESOL course to take. What advice could you give to a student who just isn't sure on which ESOL course they want to take?
Shall I start on that one? Can you hear me, Ashton? Sorry,
Yeah.
I know I was. Yes, okay. Yes, when students come to us, sometimes we get students who have studied abroad. They have had vocational jobs, or they've attended courses in a certain vocational area in the past. So that is a good starting point often, we can then advise our student as to which course they could do in order to progress to the vocational area or further education area of their choice. So generally, that's what we do during our initial assessment and also during our ongoing assessments and final assessments. Throughout, the teacher will be providing guidance to students as to what are suitable progression routes for our students. And like Pam said earlier, there'll be progression within the courses. Students will move from entry 1 to entry 2 and so on. And there'll be progression, within the curriculum area as well as outside the curriculum area. We work very closely with our other vocational areas in the college, and a large number of our students, after completing their ESOL courses, would go on to do courses in engineering, for example, or construction or computing and ICT, etc. And there's a lot of support that they get during this transition process from our staff as well as staff from other curriculum areas.
Amazing, thank you. So another question I have that might be a couple of international students that will sort of wonder this. Do the ESOL team help with study visas, or is there someone else that they can contact that will give them that help?
Yeah, so the college has an international office, and if somebody wants to study an ESOL course and to apply for a study visa, the international office would be the people to contact, and they would get all the information from them. But we do have students who come to us on student visas, so it is possible.
Fab, thank you. So another question I have from students is, will students have to come in every day while they're studying on the course, or is there sort of a couple of days a week, or is it just sometimes?
I mean, generally, we have a wide range of part-time courses, and we strive to create courses which fit in with people's other commitments. Especially for adults, we understand that have family commitments, etc., job commitments, and we won't be able to come to study every day. So our courses are very much offered on part-time basis for adults. We also run courses parallel. For example, in each of the 4 areas of the city, we will be running entry 2 courses, but they are on different days at different times, which means if students can't make it at the Park course, they can then go to the Belgrave course, and they could go to Highfields course. So there's a lot of flexibility. For 16 to 18 program, however, there are set days, and generally all students come at least 4 days, if not 5 days. So for study program, pretty much full time, and part-time courses are very offered on a part-time basis, but mornings, afternoon, and in some cases evenings. And one of our programs also offers Saturdays.
Amazing, thank you. So there is a lot of flexibility for students to pick when they want to be. So if they're adults and they're working, they can obviously have that evening or weekend classes, which is amazing. The other question I have, which is sort of a little bit specific, but again, a bit about progression, is I'm interested in working in the healthcare sector and I've completed an ESOL course recently. What next steps do you recommend?
Yeah, we do within ESOL, we do some vocational courses which are linked to gateway qualifications. So at the end of the course, you will get a qualification which could help you into employment. We do a level 1 health and social care. We do a level 1 extended certificate in a level 2 extended certificate in health and social care. And we also do a level 2 childcare. So there is a progression. So from the ESOL courses, you can move to a level 1 health and social care and then a level 2. So that would help with that. We also do a level 1 business course. So people that perhaps interested in working in an office situation, we've got a course that could help with that. And then even if not into employment, you can go into other areas of the college, which Raminda talked about. So you can get a further qualification from going to that area. Our courses are held for the vocational courses. We hold them at the City Skills Centre in the middle of town, so it's easily accessible. We have some in Highfield and we have some in Belgrave. So there's a wide range of courses and across the ESOL area.
Fab. So there's loads of sort of options for students to broaden their horizons.
Yes.
I've done that. That's amazing.
And those courses would be year long.
Year long, amazing. So next one I have is probably aimed again at Nick. This one is, what is the difference between the ESOL courses and the occupational English test?
Okay, so we've already talked about the ESOL courses. So they're generic English courses where you would study reading, writing, speaking, and listening at different levels. The OET is much more specific. It's the occupational English test. And I talked a little bit about IELTS beforehand. OET is quite similar to IELTS, except that it is only accepted by the medical professionals, so the General Medical Council, Nursing and Midwifery Council. They will accept OET as evidence of your proficiency and of your level in English. And if you want to register as a doctor or register as a nurse, and English isn't your first language, you will need to have an OET test score or an IELTS test score to evidence your level of English. And we run OET tests at Leicester College twice a month. We also do OET preparation courses as well. So if you're planning to take an OET test in the future, or you know that it's something that you need to do, we can offer preparation classes for that to get you to do lots of practice. I mean, it's about not so much improving your level of English, but actually more about test technique. And it runs along the similar lines as the IELTS preparation course as well. So OET and IELTS are very different to ESOL, but they're sort of interconnected because it is, it's English language, but they're done for different reasons and for different things.
Okay, so it's just a different qualification that can help you get into a different path, essentially.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So this next one is, I'm 54 and looking to improve my English. Am I too old to take this course? Obviously, we've established that they're flexible around adult learners, but are they too old to take this course?
No, that's not the case at all. We welcome students from 14 years old to whatever age, any age at all. Just to give you an example, in Highfields area, around 2 years ago, there was a student attending classes who was 100 years old.
Wow.
Yes, really proud of the fact, and they were attending pretty regularly the classes every week, which is really amazing, and we were so pleased and so proud of that. But generally, all ages for our adult classes, no one's ever too old to join an ESOL class. They're welcomed wholeheartedly, and we also know that our students bring with them a range of experiences, wealth of experiences, and based on that they can make positive contributions to the classes that they are in. So yes, never too late and always welcome. Please come and see us, and we'll make sure that you're looked after and you are directed to the programs.
Amazing. So if you're 101 and watching, we want to break the record and go for the next highest. We'll keep an eye out for that. So the last couple of questions now. So if you have got any questions that you are wanting to ask our team, do pop them in the comments now, and we'll try and get round to them before we end up the stream. And the next question I have is, do I have to come for an interview when I apply? Obviously, in the current circumstances, it might not be an in-person interview. Would a student have to come for an interview to get on the course?
Okay. Yes. Yes. So like we talked earlier about part-time courses and initial assessment. Yeah, for initial assessment, yes. Up until now, it has been important that students come on site and they complete a test, an initial assessment test, and they have one-to-one discussion with the tutor. But we are aware that in current circumstances that we will have to look at different ways of conducting those initial assessments. So we will definitely be looking at some remote discussions on the telephone perhaps, or via Teams or other forums in order to conduct the initial assessments. But yeah, so some sort of discussion with the tutor is essential in order to ensure that the student is placed in the right course, which is right for their levels and right for what they want to do in future.
Perfect. Thank you. So the last question, or last couple of questions I have are, can I apply for funding to pay for this course? Would anyone like to take this one?
I mean, I can take
Take that.
just to.
Let Raminda take it.
Is there any funding available for the course?
Mhm. Yeah.
Most of the ESOL courses are free for students who are in receipt of certain benefits. What we do is we advise the students to bring their paperwork with us. If they're unemployed and on certain benefits, they are entitled to free ESOL classes. However, this entitlement is not for all students. So what we say is always encourage our students to bring all the paperwork that they have, which is about their fee status in this country, whether they're home students or overseas students. We advise them to bring their benefit paperwork with us, and based on that, decision is made whether they're entitled to free tuition or not. For the last couple of years, we've had special waivers from the government where students earning just around £16,000 a year have been exempt from ESOL fees, but we do not yet know whether that will be available next year or not. So it's very much on an individual basis, but generally, if students are getting certain benefits, they can have free classes. If they are not getting those benefits and they have to pay fees, the fees are at the rate of £3.75 per hour for their courses. And there's a ceiling of around £875 on the courses. So if they're doing lots of hours, a full-time course plus some additional English classes, they'll only ever pay that around £870 a year, not more.
Cool. Thank you. So the last question I have, which is I think quite an easy one to answer, is how do I apply to the course?
Would you want to pick that up, David? I was wondering if David would pick that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I can if you like. Traditionally, we've used a paper-based enrolment form and interviews, but obviously going forward, we'll be using online enrolments in future. So it'll be a case of going to the college website and filling in an online enrolment form.
Yeah, perfect. Easy as pie. Is that one? I said that yesterday, so I'm going to say it again. It is easy as pie. So that's all the questions that we have today. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Does anyone sort of have a little bit of advice just for students who are watching, maybe want to apply for an ESOL course but don't yet know if they, if they're going to or not? Any advice anyone would have to give?
Phone or ring us or come and see us. There's always going to be a class which is suitable for you. And if not, if we don't have a course in ESOL that's suitable, we will direct you to other curriculum areas where there may be a course that you are wanting to join.
Amazing. And what's the best way to contact the ESOL department?
On the website, there are telephone numbers for each of the 4 program area bases, and staff there will be able to answer the queries, or just email information. Yes, so any of the college numbers will do as well. So individual program area numbers, main college number, and main college email.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone. That was really informative and really sort of nice to find that information. If there is any other questions that you guys have that hasn't been answered today, you can message us directly, or like I said, Raminda said, email us or give us a call. And you can email generic college email at info@leicestercollege.ac.uk. So do have a look into that if you have any other questions. But for now, that's all that we have for you today. So we'll be back later on with some careers, and we'll be back tomorrow with loads and loads more subjects. So do keep a lookout for those ones. But for now, that's all we have. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.